Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Chaos Daily Show episode thing where we're building a motorbike. Oh, this is like take number 5. I've tried 4 times before this to record this episode for today. It's just not working. But hey, you can see I've got lots done. We got stuff to talk about because these batteries are different. Let's talk about what happened. Last night at about 10 p.m. I woke up and got on my computer and started working on the motorbike. And the idea was I was going to work on doing research on the controller for the motor. Would we be able to find a suitable controller for our motor, or would we have to make a custom controller? These were the questions I wanted answering. And in the process of looking for said motor controller, I found these guys, this Bomb Squad Records. They're DJs, they do music, but the guy does electric motorbikes and electric bicycles in his spare time. That's his other hobby. And he's got this 3-part video series where he transforms this CRF 250 into a 50 kilowatt electric super motard. Just like what I'm doing with my YZ250 two-stroke. It's exactly the same story. 50 kilowatt motor and yada yada yada. So I was like, okay, well, you know, here's a really good example. This is exactly what I'm doing. Let me watch what he's doing, see what he's using, and get some ideas. So, first off, the motor that he's using is around about the same as the one I'm going to be using, except his RPM ratio is higher, so he has to have this huge rear sprocket to step down the RPM ratio. The motor that we're planning on using is not the AC20, by the way. A total mess up on my part. It's the AC23. And the difference is it's the exact same size and shape, uses the exact same voltage and amps, except it's geared for lower RPM operations, so it still produces a shit ton of power at lower RPMs. And this is exactly what we need, so that we don't have to have, what is that? Like well, it's a 17-inch rim, so that must be like a 15-inch sprocket. It's insane. It's huge. That's not too much. But what they have are these batteries. And I'm sitting here going, hang on a minute. He's running that 50 kilowatt motor with just these batteries? Because, you know, you just saw in the frame how much space that motor is taking up in the frame. And then there's this much batteries compared to the 18650 setup that I was going to put into mine, which was taking up almost all of the space in the frame. They've got this stuff that'll fit in the space of where the gas tank used to go. And I'm sitting here going, hang on a minute. Hang on, there's some black magic going on here. There's something screwy going on. But no, it turns out these are LiPo batteries, the packet ones with the plastic sleeve thing, and not the 18650s that I'm using. So I thought, okay, well, I'm not using those. I decided not to use LiPos, despite how good they are power to weight ratio, because the capacity on them is very low. The capacity to weight ratio is bad, and they have a bad tendency of catching fire if you don't use them correctly, like horribly catching on fire, the worst kind of fire you can have, because it's self-oxidizing. You can't even put it out with water. So I'm thinking, well, these are really nice battery setups, and there's nice controllers here for monitoring the cell voltage and whatnot and all that. So where's he getting it from? And he says in the video, he's got it from these guys here, the Voltron Motorcycles. So who are these guys? And why do they have such black magic batteries? Well, turns out, Voltron Motorcycles, they are 3 guys. Started with this guy in the middle, Chris, way back when. He built himself an electric superbike with 2 crazy motors in it. I wonder if it says it in here somewhere. Voltron Evar. Yeah, well, just look it up. Go Google these guys. You can read their story, watch their videos on YouTube. Anyways, they make the battery packs. They make this controller and whatnot. So these guys know what they're doing when it comes to LiPos. So I thought, okay, let's put some numbers down and work out what the issue is. And remember, this is all for my dirt bike, right? Just for my dirt bike for now. I came across this and I switched tracks and I'm working on my dirt bike. So here's the Google Doc that I've got for my dirt bike's battery packs, and I was working out how many cells I would need, how many in series, how many in parallel to get the right amount of voltage and the right amount of amps, how much would it weigh, how much would it cost, etc, etc. Well, with the 18650 cells, it turned out I would need 945 cells, and it would weigh a whopping 42 kilograms and cost me over 5,000 US dollars. And I was okay with this. This was reasonable because, you know, that's 105 amp hours of capacity. You know, that's easily 100 to 150 kilometers of range, give or take. Like, that's a really rough envelope calculation, because the numbers for the motor and it's hard to calculate range just by going off your battery capacity and the motor that you're using, because the information for the motor isn't exactly accurate. There's a lot of stuff involved. So I decided, okay, we'll make another graph for these batteries, which are these ones here, which are exactly the same ones that they use here. And oh my god, it's bananas. It's totally bananas. I can get the optimal voltage and the optimal amperage output, because I need about 650 amps, with just 81 of these batteries. But I've only got 15 amp hours, so I'll get about 5 minutes of riding out of it. But it'll weigh 10 kilograms. It'll only cost me $405 for the pack. That's bananas. Like, that's huge power density, but not very good capacity. And this is what the lipos don't have. The lipos are really good at giving you lots of punch, but they run out of breath real quick. They're not very endurance. So how many more would I need? Well, we decided, okay, let's count them up. At about 60 amp hours, we're doing 324 cells, the same weight, so this is our limit, around about the same weight, 42 kilograms. And look at the price difference, 1,600 US dollars. Well, holy cow, that is a lot cheaper, so much cheaper, and it's going to take up quite a bit less space. How much space? Well, this battery arrangement here, this 12 parallel set, I currently have jammed in the Chaos e-bike, our concept bike. Yep, there are 12 of those series packs in there. Each one of these packs has 27 lipos in series. Wow. And that weighs 42 kilograms. And then we've got, what, all up, what did we calculate? 20 odd kilograms here. You know what? The cells that I have in here, I've got them set to an aluminum material, so they're about 30 grams heavier each. So let's just grab our calculator and work out, what did we say we had? 324 times by 30. So it's an extra 9.7 kilograms that we need to remove from the weight. Now let's go in here, we grab you, go to properties, physical, update, and the winner is 107 kilograms. Now minus, wait, no, this little hand thing here says that one of them is edited. I do remember editing the weight, so that's exact. So this is a very close estimate of what this currently weighs. Now, this may be quite a bit off because I don't have accurate bill of materials for the shocks, and I don't know how much the shocks weigh, but we can find out how much they are weighing on their own. 1.4 kilograms. Probably not right. I think they'll probably weigh more than that. So at the moment, this is a really lightweight bike. Not going to have the best range in the world, but it's looking good. So other things that I've done, so I've started making the frames that are holding the batteries up and arranging the layout for the inside and working out where the subframe is going. The swing arm has a shock mounting point now, so the swing arm is essentially done except for the mounting for the rear wheel and the hardware to carry the cables and the water cooling for the motor. I'm thinking that's all going to come in here, and we'll have some sort of like water pump or something down here in the base, in the bottom. It'll be the PC. All the cooling stuff will be based on PC liquid cooling systems. So we'll have the water pumps and whatnot down in the bottom, which will pump the water forwards. There'll be a custom radiator, vertical radiator stack on either side that comes up. I want to make a clear reservoir in the shape of this that goes all the way through. So the cooling liquid reservoir tank will sit between these two windows, and there'll be like LEDs and it'll light up and there'll be water flowing in it. It'll be really cool. And I want to organize some sort of cooling for the batteries that'll hook up into that cooling system, and then the water comes to the tail where we will have all the control boxes for the motor and etc. So there'll be more cooling that needs to be required here, so we'll have some more radiators and stuff built into the tail for all the control systems, and then the liquid runs back and bypasses the tank, goes through another cooling stack, and then back to the wheel, comes up through the cooling stack into the tank, and it just goes round and round and round and round like that the whole time. And that's all the liquid cooling that we need for the bike. All sorted. And then as for this large open area here, I'm not sure what we're doing yet, because if we go front end, we're going to have the headlights sitting in the front here underneath. So they'll be in here somehow. Headlights go here. And all of the information for the bike, the control stuff like the speedo and that, will go on the inside of this tank area where the tank would be. So underneath in here, that's where all your readouts for everything go. I think there'll be like a place where you can put your cell phone or your tablet, and that will hook up to the bike's information or whatnot, let you see, you know, what's your charge, what speed you're doing, what the RPM is, etc. But beyond that, I think this whole area here can be used as a storage place. I don't know if you can fit your helmet in through the top, but you might be able to fit a helmet in through the side. So we might make like panels or something that sit inside here that have hinges that open up so you can put stuff inside here. So you got your own little storage compartment. And that would be really practical and cool. So yeah. That's what we've got done today. Like I said, I've been up since 10 p.m. yesterday, and it's now 2 p.m. today. I'm going to stay awake until, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock? I think, yeah, 5:30 something I need to stay awake till. I've got a long day ahead. So tomorrow, what we're going to start working on is getting the subframe all sorted. I want to get at least up to the front shock. So from the rear shock, the mounting for the rear shock, from the rear swing arm, the mounting for the rear swing arm, the foot pegs, mounting for the rear shock, frame mounting for the front swing arm, or at least the hardware on the inside for it. I'm still going to work out how I'm going to cut holes into the frame and whatnot, and mounting up to the top of the front shock, and how the battery packs will get mounted to the subframe, at least all the way up to here. And then the day after that, we're going to look at chopping the frame up into smaller parts and working out the subframe for sticking the frame together. So if I remember correctly, we're going to cut the frame here or something, make it an interesting shape so that it can be stronger. I think something like this. I don't know, I'll work it out. And then there was another one, we were cutting it through here and through here. The tail would be one piece, this tank section would be one piece, and this bottom section would be one piece. I can't remember. We'll work it out. But that's not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow we'll work on. Or maybe we'll work on frame. I don't know. But tomorrow we're working on the lower subframe assembly. Oh, that should be fun. So, this has been episode 8. Thanks for watching. And if you like what you saw, hit like, subscribe. If you've got a chance, go check out my Patreon. I could really use support. I've been Chaos, and as always, expect the unexpected. And until next time, see you guys later.